Why are so many archaeological sites hidden underground? What's the reason for this? Interesting question. If you want to do any archaeological research, you typically have to do digging, right? And you find these ancient towns, cities, fortifications, etc., underground, and you have to dig them out. Why is that? It's a good question. It's a great question. It's because of a phenomenon called erosion. There's wind that blows all over the place, everywhere, and the wind will pick up dust particles, sand particles. It will deposit them. It will take them from one place and deposit them kilometers away. What you even see is that wind picks up sand from the Sahara Desert in Africa and blows it across the Atlantic, and that sand and that dust eventually falls in the Amazon region. So what you have is there's this constant process of erosion and deposition of dust and soil and all of that in various parts of the world. Now, let's say you have an ancient city that gets abandoned for whatever reason, and it's abandoned for 100 years. In 100 years, you will see a significant amount of deposition of dust and soil and perhaps sand and whatnot on that city, on that ancient city that was abandoned. And then you have vegetation growing over it, and after 200-300 years, after 500 years, all signs of it will disappear. The entire surface of the planet is constantly being reshaped by these forces. We don't see it during our lifetimes, because we typically live in urban cities where everything is well maintained, all the dust is swept out and all that. But this happens over a period of decades and centuries. And typically after a century or two, a large portion of any abandoned site will be half buried, and in 500 years it will be completely disappeared. So that's why you will see, especially when it comes to places like India, where you have things that are thousands of years old. Let's say the Saraswati Sindhu region, where you have thousands of unexplored archaeological sites along the dry riverbed of the Saraswati River. All of those are underground because of the same process. And uh, after the Saraswati dried out, there was a big desert that was created, which is called the Thar Desert, the Rajasthan Desert. So you have so much sand that's blown around the region from the desert, and it also gets deposited on these things. So over time, it all gets buried. So that's why so many archaeological sites are today found underground. And depending on how deep you have to dig, you can actually deduce how old that site is, roughly, right?